Dear art lovers, welcome to my watercolor channel. Here you will find easy tutorials and creative tips to help you fall in love with watercolors. So grab yourself and brushes and let's create, connect and communicate. Once again, a warm welcome to my channel Brush and Bloom.
Let's start today's topic that we are talking on consistency of watercolor. If you are very much beginner, so this will be helpful for you. So here first we will talk about that what is the dry paint, like how is available in market. So dry paint is like you can have in pan, you can have tube as well. Okay, so here is like tube. I am showing you in a Holbein paints. So there are many brands. So Holbein is another brand. So this is Holbein paint, tube paint, and you can have pan also like this. This is customized. I have bought this tin, and they have this empty one, this white empty pan, and I have pour my color. But in the market the pan is also available. So that's the pan and tube. So this is the concept. There are another type of watercolor crayons is available, watercolor pencils are also available, but I prefer to work with tube paint, not the pan paint. Okay, this is my preference. So the tube will be look like this one. So I am taking rose madder today. Let's open it. So this is the one, and suppose let me take it directly. So this will be the tube consistency. Now this is actually raw paint. Okay, so raw paint means I am not mixing it with anything. This is pure raw, right? But this is not advisable to work with. We don't work watercolor like this, like this raw paint. Okay, so we there is that raw paint means we have just the paint or pigment here, but we are not mixing with any color. So this is the raw paint, but we don't work watercolor like that. We will mix water with this raw paint and then we will work. After discussing this raw paint, let's move to the buttery paint. So what is the buttery paint? That means the consistency is 1 drop of paint and 1 drop of water. So I took one small palette here and I am taking this much color there. So for this I am using a dropper. It will be helpful for me, but you can also transfer the water with brush. So today I am using a round brush number 6. So like this way, like suppose I'm transferring water. Okay, so you can transfer water like this way, and then we have to mix it up. So this is one thing. So we have to mix it thoroughly. Here is the water and 1 part of pigment. It will, and then we will give it very consistent, or very thoroughly we'll mix it. So you can find out the thickness in my brush. Okay, so it's like butter. Okay, so let's do it. So this is the buttery consistency, but the thing is that we will not use it any for this consistency for any big project. Okay, or big area, not big project, for the big area, because when we will make some detailed work, like from very detailed work we are working on, then only we will do or use this buttery consistency. It is not good for this for the big area. Okay, that time we will dilute our pigment with water. So next move to the creamy consistency. In creamy consistency we will add little more water. Again I'm adding this water with my brush. Okay, so now this is little bit more diluted. So again this is for creamy consistency. Let's do it again. This will be the creamy consistency. This is actually 1 part of paint and 3 part of water. I'm cleaning my brush again and moving to the another one. This is buttery consistency, 1 part of paint plus 1 part of water, and if you move to the creamy consistency, it will be 1 part of paint plus 3 part of water consistency. And milky consistency, I will have like 1 part of paint and 6 to 7 part of water. Already I have mixed here 4 part of water, right? So now I am giving 2 more, like 2 more drop of water. So now it's more diluted. Look at the consistency. Okay. So this is the milky consistency. And this is actually very much helpful when we will do a big project and we will go for big area. That big project means I want to mention here that it is means that we are working on a big area. So this milky consistency, watery consistency, lemonade consistency will come after that. So these are all helpful for layering. And then watery consistency. Now we have watery consistency. So watery consistency means like 1 part of paint or 9 to 12 part of water. We have already mixed up 6 part of water here, right? So again, let's start mixing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have mixed it with 12 actually. Okay. So now do it. This is watery consistency. And what is lemonade consistency? The next will be the lemonade consistency. Lemonade consistency will be the where we will mix lots of water. Like what happened in lemonade, we give little bit of lemon juice and we add lots of water, right? So like that. But the thing is that, look, I'm transferring through my brush. I'm giving lots of water. And whenever you will mix it thoroughly with a brush. Keep one brush, dedicated brush for mixing. So since I'm working with only one color, I'm using only one brush. Okay. So, and then you can find out that how much color varies. This is the fun of watercolor, or this is the characteristic of watercolor. Whenever we will mix this with water, we will get different values. Values means we will have dark to light. Only water can make the difference. So this is it. Last time, let me summarize all these things. That is, watercolor is dependent on water and the consistency matters. Okay. So when we are doing a big project or big area, we will start with lemonade, then we will go to watery consistency, then you can have milky consistency, creamy consistency. If we are going to layer after layer and we are doing in detail work, then we will go for buttery consistency, but it is not suggested. Raw paint and this one, the buttery one, is not suggested. Most of the time we use lemonade, watery consistency, milky consistency, and creamy consistency. Sometimes maybe little bit of buttery consistency, but it's for very small area. So it's watercolor, and enjoy with watercolor and paint. That's why this watercolor is not like acrylic or oil where we use lots of paint and then mix medium. Here we need very little of paint or pigment and then we mix with water. and that's how this watercolor lasts longer. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Hope you have liked it and it is helpful for you.